I'm sure how to plaster this wall. This is over a painted and bonded surface, cracks everywhere. So we're going to bed this mesh in the first coat to strengthen the walls up. We'll show you how we put that in a minute.
How much water have you got in there, John?
We've got a bucket and a half at the minute. We'll judge it as we go. A little bit on first, just to stop it sliding off again. Our wall was PVA'd yesterday, so it's all been sealed, ready to go. And there we go.
Just talk us through what you're doing, John.
Yeah, so we're starting on the left-hand corner again. Make sure it's all pushed into the wall we've already done. And then we work from left to right again. Always working away again from where you already laid on. Just continue right through the wall. I'll put the whole wall on first, and then I'll drop back and put the mesh in. Nice long strokes again, spreading the gear out as you go. There's no bumps. When I mesh it as well, obviously whether you've got a socket or if you've got a cable sticking out, I'll mesh over it and then cut it out after. You get a neater cut around the socket.
Yeah. Tell me how you're sort of moving the trowel.
You sort of have a slight angle on it as you go up. Not loads of pressure for putting the coats on. You sort of feel it's going on flat and not bumpy. So it's an uneven pressure all the way up. If you go too much of an angle, you sort of scrape it off as you go. And if you go too flat, as I show you, then the trowel gets stuck to the wall. Then you've got to try and get it off again. Just getting the angle right. It's all about speed, getting it on. So the material's still nice and wet to bed the mesh on. If it starts going off too much, then it won't bed into it nice. And obviously making sure the wall's been prepped properly and sealed with the PVA. So we get work into the wall you've already done, so you don't dig it. Use the top, just use ending my trowel so I can stretch up rather than get the hop up. When I trowel up, I use a hop up so I can see what I'm doing a bit better. Right, and that's a nice even coat over the wall. Now we'll start putting our mesh on. So you always start from the top and let them hang down to the bottom.
Measured.
They'll be measured to height, yeah. Anything that's a bit long or whatever, we can always cut off after. Obviously I haven't gone right to the top or right to the side because they've already been meshed with the scrim. So we're overlapping that slightly with this mesh. So the whole wall is meshed into the other walls.
And what does the mesh do, John?
This strengthens the walls that starts cracking. Whether obviously over old existing walls and we've got a bit of movement and stuff, just hold back any cracking or movement from an existing wall. And we just flatten these in, covering all the mesh with this coat. They do help to get the walls nice and flat with the mesh in them.
Just start from the top and work your way down.
Yeah, I always start because obviously where you hang it down, then you can get any creases out as you go down. Obviously like here where it's a bit long, we'll trowel that in and then we'll run the knife through it just to cut it off. That's the first one in. When you bring your next one up, obviously you can see the line where I put the first one on, see the edge of it there? I always put the next one overlapping a couple of inches so they're locked together. So this one, we've got a socket in it, which we're going to cover over and then we'll cut that out after.
And then just repeat the process.
Yeah, it's the same again. A bit more pressure, pushing the gear through so the mesh sinks into it. And obviously this cut, you want to make sure you cover the mesh so when this picks up, we get a nice cut over it. Or you get the mesh showing through when you trowel up. And then when we got our socket, you just follow the socket box round, find the edge of it. Gives you a nice mesh around your socket then.
Why do you do that when it's wet, not when it's dry?
Because then you can check that all your edges are nice, you can clean your boxes out as you go, so you get a nice finish. And also these bottoms I can cut off now on here. Right, now the first coat's all on, we've got it as flat as we can with the mesh. We're going to clean all these edges now before we put the second coat on. What happens is these dry quicker than the wall, where they're on the old plaster and you've got suction. So we now drag them through our wall with the second coat. So we should take them off ready to put our second coat on. That's it, all ready for a second coat in about 10 minutes probably. Here we go now with the second coat. Same principle again, left to right, nice even coat. I tend to go a bit thicker over the mesh than I would on a normal wall, just to make sure you cover it. You don't want to trowel up and you get little spots of mesh showing through.
So then just exactly the same process?
Exactly the same process, yeah. Nice even coat again, get as flat as you can as you put it on. The flatter you can put it on, obviously the easier it is to trowel it up. Some people whack it on really quick but really messy, then you've got more to work out of it as you trowel. I tend to put one on as flat as I can, so it's minimal to trowel out when I start flattening in. And that's the second coat all nice and even. And we're going to let it pick up for about 20-25 minutes again, then we'll start flattening it all in. Right, here we are, it's all picked up now, a bit further to touch. We're going to start flattening in. Should clean the edges again like we did last time. Same motion again, start at the bottom, work your way up and away from where you've been. Just try to get all these lines, actually all the little lines, like here. We'll get all them flat now. It's a bit more pressure then when you're putting the plaster on, start with where it's wetter. Got to push a bit harder now. Nice big long motions. That's it all flattened in. Now we've got to leave it again, it's a waiting game again. Another 20-25 minutes, and I'll start a bit of water over it. Yep. Right, now we're ready for the first wet trowel. It's harder to touch now, don't leave no marks. So we give it a nice hard wet trowel now. It's also all the same process, left to right, working away again. Filling any hollows you see. Don't want too much water on, but just a little bit so it glides. And always make sure your bottoms are nice and flat. As the carpenters don't like it when they put their skirtings on. And that's the first wet trowel done. Needs another wet trowel in about half an hour. And then a final polish and the wall's done. Right, now ready for our dry one. It's all dry now. It's just a little flick over, just to shine it up. Nice, lots of pressure this time. You hear the difference in the trowel now, where it's polishing it, where it's dry. I hold the trowel a little bit more of an angle as well now to polish it than I did when I was putting it on. And that's it done. About 2.5 hours from start to finish. And you've got a finished wall. Beautiful.